Guys, so it's been a really long time since I've done a video. Life is just busy for me, but I figured I would go ahead and do a little garden tour since we're starting the fall season of planting. This right here is a red torch Mexican sunflower is what it's called. Sorry, red torch Mexican sunflower. This is one plant. It was a volunteer. It's pretty big. They're just beautiful, and the butterflies have been loving them because I don't have any other flowers in my garden right now because I pulled everything out for planting. So these are some candy roaster squash that a friend gave me that I just planted out, and that is another type of squash. I can't even pronounce it. It's a winter squash that a friend gave me. And then over here I have my summer squash. I planted a variety of gray zucchini, butter dish squash, white moonbeam squash. There are 7 of them over there. And I'm probably going to plant some more somewhere else because I like to have a lot of summer squash. But I'll probably wait a few weeks and see where I need some plants and then plant those somewhere else in my garden. All the summer squash I pick are usually around 45 to 55 days to harvest. So just because of the bugs here in Florida, in South Florida anyway, that's what works best for me in my garden. And then this is full of weeds, but I am going to be planting some potatoes here. I'm trying a new variety from Botanical Interest called Clancy, and they're actually come in a seed pack, and that is a sweet potato root that I pulled out that was under the ground right there actually earlier. So in this bed I have cucumbers all along here. I actually had transplants here. I had 6 of them, but something came and ate 5. I put my little frog there to protect my last one, and whatever it was didn't go near it when I put the frog there. So I planted more seed in there. And then I just planted out all my little baby tomatoes. I have lots of varieties. Blue Beauty is my favorite, which is this one right here. But I have some new varieties out here. So we will see if I have a new favorite this season. And then over here I planted some more cucumber seeds. And then right across this way I have more cucumbers on this side, and I have more tomatoes over here. These are all little baby tomato plants. And then right here I planted sugar snap peas. You can see them sprouting. And then across from here there's more sugar snap peas. You can see them sprouting there. And then over here I planted carrots. I don't have any germinated yet. I planted them 1 week ago. So hopefully those will pop up within the next week. And over here I planted beets and rutabagas. And my seeds are really old, so I don't know if they're going to sprout. But if next weekend, if none of this bed are sprouting, I actually have 1 beet sprout right there. It's a yellow beet. But if nothing is sprouting over here by next week, I am going to plant some more. And then these are pole green beans. There are rattlesnake pole beans, which are my favorite, and I'm trying a new purple variety as well. And I just mix them up. And then over here, same thing, pole green and purple beans. They're the same varieties. And this is all my greens bed. I have a wide mix of lettuces. That's a Swiss chard right there, and that looks like a Mizuna to me right there. There's just all kinds of chard, lettuce, kales, spinaches, just all mixed up in this bed. And then I just put a little zinnia here. These are Prescott melons, which are like a cantaloupe. And then over here I have cicadas melons. These were our favorite this last spring. I need to weed this bed. So I planted them again. And then I have some older mature pepper plants. And then these are a new round of peppers that I planted for the fall. And there's some more back there. And then these are delicata squash. Honeyboat delicata. There's 2 there and 2 there. So usually for squash I'll only plant, winter squash I'll plant 3 or 4 along the trellis. And I just haven't put my trellis up yet. These are Jacoby Little pumpkins. There's 2 here and there's 2 here. This one was a late little sprout. I planted contender bush beans here and I didn't get the best germination and I didn't have enough seed for the whole section. So I just threw in a bunch of radishes there. There's a marigold right there. And then here I have some red acre cabbages. They're so pretty. So pretty. And then I have some small wonder spaghetti squash. And I have a Kajari melon here. There's going to be Kajari melons here. And I forgot they were going there on this trellis that I'm putting. So I accidentally planted my Brussels sprouts here, but I'm going to move those to be over there where the radishes are so they're not in the way. So right next to that bed, I have some pie pumpkins. These are literally seeds I saved from a grocery store pie pumpkin. And yeah, that's what I planted here. I have 3 of them here. Actually 4. There's 2 in this grouping. So there's 4 here. And then these are my broccoli. I have purple sprouting broccoli and Waltham broccoli. This sprinkler is kind of spraying weird. I need to replace the head. So you can see those are still itty bitty babies. This is actually a Cordy Boo oxheart cabbage. I only had 1 sprout, so I do have some more that I started in a tray. And then these are cucumbers. I planted some more seeds here. And then these are Armenian yard long cucumbers, the like whitish or light green looking ones. And this is a 4 o'clock flower. So, and then across the way here, I have more cucumbers here. Let's see, there's one right there coming up. Anyway, these are some mature peppers that I neglected. I actually had morning glories growing over top of this whole bed, and I thought the peppers were dead, but they were still green when I pulled the morning glories out. And so this is all new growth on these pepper plants. You can overwinter peppers up north. Here in Florida, they are perennials. And then I have a bunch of little baby peppers that I planted out that are new. So that's what is in this bed. Here's some more new little peppers. And this is one I accidentally got with a weed whacker. I didn't see it. But this is all new growth. Look at this thing. It's crazy. So I'm just letting it go. And then I planted nasturtiums here, but they haven't sprouted yet. So I have 2 round block beds here and there, and they have herbs in them. This one has some miniature teacup roses in the center. I planted thyme here. They're super tiny. I don't even know if you can see them, but there's only 2 of them. There and there. And then here I have some oregano baby plants. Those are oreganos. And then I planted some seeds here, so there's nothing yet, but they haven't sprouted yet, but I planted chamomile, lemon balm, and what did I put over here? Lemon basil. I use that for salad dressings. And then this is catnip over here. I like to grow catnip for my kitty cats. I pull a leaf or 2 out for them and they just go crazy. And here I planted my son actually planted a sugar baby squash, and there's basil popping up all over this pot. These are all little basil plants, and I'm thinking about letting the basil grow and moving the watermelon somewhere else. So these are calendula or calendula flower sprouts. And then over here I have lots of dill sprouts that I planted. I love dill. It grows really well here. I like to make lots of pickles. So I grow it every year. And then here I'm trying a new plant. It is called, oh, there we go, Mexican tarragon. I have 2 sprouts of that. And there's some lettuce leaf basil. And then I have some Moldovan dragon head balm sprouts, which the bees love the purple flowers. And then here I planted a whole bunch of cilantro seed and chives, which haven't sprouted yet. So hopefully they will sprout soon. So over here on my table, I have a bunch of other stuff I planted. These are those new potatoes that I have sprouted. There's 5 so far. It's kind of hard to see, it's getting dark, but they are weird because they're from a seed instead of like an eye, but that's okay, we're trying something new. And then I have some cheddar cauliflower sprouts, and then these are all more cabbages here. And then some zinnias, and there is a new watermelon sprout. And then these are some plants I'm growing for my mom. Just some tomatoes and peppers for her. And I have one more garden bed, and it's super weedy, but it's okay. It has corn in it, and I'm waiting for the corn to get a little bigger, and then I'm gonna weed it out because I still have corn sprouting. And this is a random zinnia flower, and sorry, I'm gonna pull that out to save the corn. And then over here I have some watermelons. Something ate the other leaf of this, but these are Georgia rattlesnake watermelons. I have some butternut squash, and down here I have some Connecticut field pumpkins, which do not do well here in Florida, but I'm hoping that they will give me a pumpkin. So, and that is a morning glory sprout, so I'm going to pull that out because I don't want that right now. And this is my lemongrass right here. It is pretty old. It's about 3 years old, and it just has a baby right here. This is the second clump. It started growing. And this is just what the seeds look like. This is they put off these flower stalks usually in the winter time. But this year it did put off seed over summer, which is interesting. Like it was like late spring, summertime. So this is left over from that. But I love lemongrass. It smells so good. So it's getting pretty dark out here, but thank you for joining me. Just seeing all the plants that I have out here. I'd love to know what you're growing for the fall and winter season where you are.